Yeah, it's time. Please select the answer choices that you have got. 8 people have selected the answer choices. 50% have got option A, 25% have got option B, and 25% have got option C. And nobody has got option D. Let's see how to go about this question. A vessel full of water weighs 40 kg. If it is 1/3 filled, its weight becomes 20 kg. What is the weight of the empty vessel? What they're saying is a vessel, when it is full of water, weighs 40 kgs. And if it is 1/3 filled, weight becomes 20 kg. And what is the weight of the empty vessel? So we have a vessel here. So we have a vessel here, and there is water. So vessel has certain weight, and the water in this also has certain weight. So let V be the weight of the vessel and W be the weight of the water that is there in the container or the vessel. So when the water is full, the weight is 40 kgs. So when the water is full, the total weight would be the weight of the vessel plus the weight of the water in the vessel, and that is given as 40 kgs. And now they are saying if it is 1/3 filled, so the water, if it becomes 1/3, its weight becomes 20 kg. So we have, when the water is 1/3, the weight of the vessel will be the same, plus 1/3 water is there. So the weight of the water is 1/3 W, that is equal to 20. Now from this, we can solve these two equations and then calculate V. What I'll do is I'll just eliminate P here and then substitute the value of W in this equation. So solving the linear equations, cancel this, and this is 1 minus 1/3 W is equal to 20. This is 2/3. This is 3 ones are 3 minus 1 is 2. W is equal to 20. 2, 10. 2 ones are 2 tens are 20. W is equal to 30. And we know that we have to calculate V. So don't forget that we have to calculate V. So we know that V plus W is equal to 40 and W is 30. V plus 30, V is equal to 10. So the correct answer is option A. I hope you have understood this. If you still have any doubts in this question, you can ask. Okay. I hope everything is clear. We'll move to the next question. Take 3 minutes to solve this. Yeah, it's time. Please select the answer choices that you have got. 67% have got option B, 17% have got option C, and 16% have got option D. Nobody has got option A. So let's see how to go about this question. We'll see what they're asking. They're saying that a student appeared in 6 papers. The maximum marks are the same for each paper. His marks in these papers are in the proportion of 5:6:7:8:9:10. Overall, he scored 60%. In how many number of papers did he score less than 60% of the maximum marks? So what they're saying is, there are a student has appeared in 6 papers and the maximum marks, there are 6 papers, and the maximum marks for each paper, max marks for every paper is same. So let us take that maximum marks as 100, and then they are saying his marks in these papers are in the proportion 5:6:7:8:9:10. Overall, he scored 60%. In how many papers did he score less than 60% of the maximum marks? So in 6 papers, let the marks that he scored in each paper be, since it is in the ratio 5:6, let it be 5x, 6x, 7x, 8x, 9x, and 10x. These are the marks that he has scored in each paper. And if we add all this, it will be 5x plus 6x plus 7x plus 8x plus 9x less than x. And this would be equal to, we have, they are saying that overall he scored 60%. So the total marks would be 6 into 100. And he has scored 60% of this. So this is 0.6. This, if you add all these marks, that would be equal to this one. 6 into 100 is the total marks, and in that total marks, he has scored 60%. So this would be 5 plus 6, 11, 11 plus 7, 18, 18 plus 8, 26, 26 plus 9, 35, 35 plus 10, 45x. This is 600, 660% is 360. 6 is 36, 360. And x is equal to 360 by 45. And this is 5. If I take 9s off, 9 5s are 45. And 4s off, 5 1s are 5 8s are. X is equal to 8. So we'll calculate, since x is equal to 8, we can calculate the marks for each papers here. So we have 5 into 8 for the first paper, then 6 into 8 second paper, 7 into 8 third paper, 8 into 8 fourth paper, so on. 10 into 8. So this is 45. Second exercise, 5 is 40. 40, 48, 56, 64, 72, 80. And then they are asking, so this is the individual marks that he has got in each paper. And then they are asking in how many number of papers did he score less than 60% of the maximum marks. So since each paper is, the maximum marks of each paper is 100, 60% of this is 60 marks. So they are asking in how many papers he has scored less than 60. So less than 60 he has scored in this 1, 2, and 3. Total 3 papers he has scored less than 60, and in 3 papers he has scored more than 60. So the correct answer is option B. I hope you have understood this. If you have any doubt, you can ask. If you have any query or any doubt in this, please ask. Or else we'll move to the next question. Okay, I hope everything is clear. We'll move to the next question. So take 3 minutes to solve. Just a minute. I mean, someone has a question. Yeah, Deep, please ask a doubt. Doubt, please ask. If there is no doubt, then we'll move to the next question. Okay, we'll move to the next question. Please take 3 minutes to solve this. It's time. Please select the answer choices. 8 people have already done that. So 62% have selected B, 33% have selected C, and nobody has selected A or D. Let's see how to go about this question. So what they're saying is half of the villagers of a certain village have their own houses. 1/5 of the villagers cultivate paddy. 1/4 of the villagers are literate. 4/5 of the villagers are under 25 years of age. Which of the following statement is certainly correct? So this you have to remember, certainly. This is guaranteed. It has to be correct. And the statements are all the villagers who have their own home or own house are literate. Some villagers under 25 are literate. Only half of the villagers who cultivate paddy are literate. No villagers under 25 years of age has own house. So we have to consider, we have to find out which statement is absolutely correct among these 4. So first, let's make a list of these things. First, they have said half of the villagers of a certain village have own houses. So half have own own houses. Half has own house. And then 1/5 of the villagers cultivate paddy. 1/5 cultivate paddy. And then 1/3 are literate. 1/3 are literate. 4/5 of the villagers are under 25 years of age. 4/5 of the villagers are less than 25 years of age. So they have not given the total number of villages that are there. So normally I would have taken 100 as the total number of villages, but since I could see 3 here, 100 by 3 would be 33.333. So I want to eliminate the possibility of having decimal number of people with who are literate. So I would take, instead of 100, I would take something which is a multiple of 3 and a multiple of 5 and also a multiple of 2. For convenience, let me take it as 120. So let the total number of villagers be 120. Half of them are 60. 1/5 is 24. 1/3 would be 40. And then 4/5 is, this would be 96. So 4/5 into 120. You want to see this? This would be 120. This is 5 2s are 5 4s are 24 into 4, 4 is 16, and 4 is 8, 96. This is 96. This is 40. This is 24. This is 60. And the total population is 120. Now let's see, read one by one statement and see whether it is absolutely correct or not. All the villagers who have their own houses are literate. The literate population is 40 and own houses are 60. And they're saying all the villagers who have their own houses are literate. This is wrong, because number of people who own the house is 60 and the number of people who are literate is 20. So there are still 20 people who are not literate. 20 people who own the house but are not literate. So the first option is wrong, because the number of people who own the house is more than the number of people who are literate. So all the villagers who have their own houses are not literate, because there will be some people still left out. Then second option, some villagers under 25 years of age are literate. They're saying some. So we'll see under 25 years of age of 96 and our literate is 40. So if we have to negate this thing, that means all the people who are under 25 are not literate. So literate in this, for example, 4/5 or 96 people out of 120. 96 people out of 120 are under 25. So the left out population is just 24. So there are 24 people who are more than 25 or equal to 25. There are 24 people, that is, how do I get 24? That is 120 minus 96. So 24 people are greater than or equal to 25 years of age. And now they are seeing, so if there are 25 and the number of literates are 40, so we cannot say all the the people who are greater than are 40. So there should be some people in this 96 who are literate, because there will be some overlap here, because there are more than 40. Even if all the 25 are literate, still there will be some people out of the 96. So this is 96 and then 24. These are the two segments that are there. Totally it will be 120. And then we can say, even if we say that all the 24 are literate, there will be some people out of this 96 who are literate. So this is correct. Some villages under 25 are literate. So if you want to see, if you want to mark this, you can mark and go for the next question, but we'll see C and D also. only half of the villagers who cultivate paddy are literate. Paddy cultivated people, cultivating people are 24. So paddy cultivating people are 24, and they're saying only half of the villagers who cultivate paddy, is 12, are literate. So we cannot say whether they are half or whether they are like all the 24 are literate. That can be a possibility. There can be 12 members who are literate, but we cannot for sure say that just 24 are, just 12 are literate. So we cannot say for this for sure. The question is asking certainly correct. So we cannot say this is certainly correct. So this would be wrong. We'll see the next option. No villagers under 25 years of age has his or her own house. No villagers under 25 has his or her own house. So own house is 60, and this thing under 25 is 96. 60 and 96. So we cannot say, there will be some people who would be, so we cannot say all the 60 would be, would not, all the people under 25 have no home. So there will be some people who would have homes here. So this is also wrong. So the correct option is option B. I hope you understood this. If you have any doubt, please ask. Yeah, Sharon, please ask.
Hello.
Yeah. Hey.
Sir, ಇನ್ನೊಂದ್ಸಲ ಎಕ್ಸ್ಪ್ಲೈನ್ ಮಾಡಿ ಸರ್.
ಓಕೆ. ಇನ್ನೊಂದು ಕ್ವೆಶ್ಚನ್ ಇದೆ, ಅವ್ರು ಕೇಳ್ಬೇಕು. ಕೇಳಿ LKR ಕೇಳಿ, ನಿಮ್ದೇನು ಡೌಟ್ ಇದೆ?
Sir, instead of taking 120, we can take 100, right, sir? 100 ತಗೋಬೋದಲ್ಲ ಸರ್?
ತಗೋಬಹುದು, ಬಟ್ ನಾನು ಅದು 1/3 33.33 ಆಗುತ್ತಲ್ಲ, ಅದಕ್ಕೆ.
ಸರ್ ಅದೇ ಸರ್, ಅದೊಂದು 33.33 ಆಗುತ್ತೆ ಸರ್. 80%ಗೆ 4/5% ಆ ತರ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ ಸರ್.
ಹೌದು, ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ನಾನು 80% ಅಂತ 120. I'll just explain once again. I'll just rub these things. So what they're saying is half of the villagers of a certain village have their own houses, or half have their own house. 1/5 of the villagers cultivate paddy. 1/5 of the villagers cultivate paddy. Half have own house. 1/3 of the villagers are literate. 1/3 are literate. 4/5 of the villagers are under 25. 4/5 are under 25. So these are in fractions. So I wanted just a rough estimate. So I have taken the total number of villagers that are there as assumed it as 120, because you can take, they have only given the fractions, and there are no absolute numbers that they have given. So I have assumed that total number of villages are 120, and half of 120 is 60. 1/5 of 120 is 24. 1/3 of 120 is 40. How to calculate it? You just multiply 1/2 into 60, half into 120. Sorry, 1/5 into 120. This is 1/5 into 120, and this is 1/3 into 120, and then 1/4 of 120. So 1/2 of 60 of 120 is 120, that is 60, and 1/5 of 120 is 24. 1/3 is 40. 1/4 is 96. Now these are the number of people we have. Now we have to check which of these statements are absolutely correct. So first question is, first option is all the villagers who have their own house are literate. all the villagers, that is, who have their own house, that is 60 people, they are saying that all the 60 are literate. This cannot be possible because the literate population is only 40. So when the literate population is only 40, all the 60 cannot be 40. So this is wrong. The first option is wrong. Then the second option, some villagers under 25 years of age are literate. Under 25 years of age are 96. So greater than or equal to 25 would be 120 minus 96, that is 24. So there are 96 who are less than 25, 24 who are greater than 25. So greater than or equal to 25. So what they're saying is some villagers under 25 are literate. So literate population is 40. So if there are no, people who are under 25 are literate, then this should have been more than 40 to conclude that, or even to say there is remote possibility. But since there are only 24 people who are more than or equal to 25, and there are 40 people who are literate, so there has to be some people among this 96 who are literate. Only then it can be 40, or else you just cannot make 40 out of this group, that is greater than 25 or greater than or equal to 25 years. Only these people can only make 24. The remaining 16. The remaining 16 would be somewhere from this population, that is less than 25. So there would be some people who are literate. So this option is correct. So we'll see why this option is wrong. Only half of the villagers who cultivate paddy are literate. So paddy people are 24. Half of it is half of 24 is 12. They are saying 12 villagers who cultivate paddy are literate. So they are saying they are literate. We cannot say exactly whether they are only 12 or 15 or 24. We cannot say for sure how many number of people are literate. So this is wrong. And then they are saying no villagers under 25 has his own house. So they are saying no villagers under 25. There are 96 people. They are saying nobody in this 96 has a house. The total number of people who have a house is 60. And the remaining out of this group, that are 24 people are there. So this is wrong because even if all the 24 don't have houses, all the 24 have houses, there has to be some number of people who are under 25 and still own a house. So clearly this no villager under 25 has a own house is wrong. So I hope A, C and D is wrong, and only the B is correct. Option B is correct. And if you have still, I hope you understood this. So if you have any doubt, you can ask. Please ask. Matches in the question, it can be the A also. That extreme statement elimination won't work here. Any other doubts in this question? I hope everything is clear. So let's move on to the next question. So take 3 minutes to solve this. Please select the options. Around 70% have got option A, 20% have got option B, and 10% have got option C. Nobody has got option D. We'll see how to solve this question. P scored 40 marks more than Q in an examination. If Q scored 10% less marks than P, then how much did Q score? So let the marks scored by P and Q are PQ itself. And they are saying what is Q. We have to calculate what is Q. And from the first statement, P scored 40 marks more than Q. P is equal to 40 marks more than Q. And if Q scored 10% less marks than P, Q scored 10% less marks, that is 0.9. How did this 0.9 come? This is 1 minus 10% less. This is 1 minus, this is equal to 0.9. So this is 0.9 less marks than P. This is P. And what we'll do here is, we have these two equations, and from this equation, we'll substitute the value of Q in this thing. So P is equal to 40 plus 0.9p, and if I move this p this side, this would be 0.1p, that is equal to 40. P is equal to 40 by 0.1. 0.1 you can write it as 1 by 10. This is 1 by 10. 10 will go here, and this would be 400. So we have P is equal to 400. We have from this equation P is equal to 40 plus Q. P is 400 is equal to 40 plus Q. Q is equal to 400 minus 40 plus 360. So we have to calculate the Q. Q is 360. The correct option is A. I hope you have got this. If you have any query or doubt in this question, please ask. Or else we'll move to the next question. We'll move to the next question. Please take 3 minutes to solve this. Please select the option that you've got. 83%, currently 83% have got option A. 50% option A, 20% option B, 20% option C, and 10% option D. Let's see how to go about this question. What they're saying is there are 3 points P, Q, and R in a straight line such that PQ is to QR is 3 to 5. If n is a number of possible values of P by PQ by PR, then what is n equal to? So how many ratios can? So what they're saying is, if n is the number of possible values of PQ by PR, then what is n? So indirectly they are saying how many number of possible values for this ratio PQ by PR. Now, see, normally this would look an odd question because you would say how many number of points means what to do. So it means that maybe these points on the number line and the straight line can be arranged in different ways. That's why they're asking how many possible values are there. So we'll see what is the and how we can arrange these P points. The order can be different. They are saying that there are 3 points P, Q, and R. So one way is directly write P, Q, and R on the straight line. And they're saying PQ is to QR. PQ by QR is equal to 3 by 5. So PQ by QR can be 3 by 5. So this can be 3x and this can be 5x. So this possibility is possible. So this is 1. And then let's take PQ. We'll interchange. We'll bring P in the middle. Q, P, and R. Now let's say I've taken this as 3x and 5x just to because the ratio is in 3 to 5. Now PQ is 3, QR is 5. Okay, this also is possible. This can be 3x and this can be 5x. It's because this distance is greater than this. So yes, this can be possible, 3x and 5x. This is the second possibility. Now let's see the third possibility. We have Q, we have R in the middle, and we have P, that's it. Now let's see whether it is possible or not. PQ by QR, PQ is greater here, QR is smaller. So if R is in the middle, QR would be smaller and PQ would be greater. So this cannot be 3x and this cannot be 5x. See, we can directly see that this case is not possible because 3x should have been lesser than this value. But 5x is actually, this value is actually smaller than this value because it is in the middle. So in this case, this is not possible. So only these two cases are possible. And then now we have to calculate this ratio, PQ by PR. So in this case, PQ by PR, PQ is 3x, PR is 3x plus 5x. This is PR. This is PQ. This is 3x, PQ is 3x, and PR is this PQ plus QR. So this is PQ is 3x, QR is 5x. This is equal to 3x by 8x. That is 3 by 8. Now in this case, we need to find PQ by PR. Again, the same ratio. PQ by PR, PQ is equal to 3x, and PR is equal to total this value. I mean, I have to calculate this value here. So this value would be this minus this, QR minus QP. I'll just show it different color. So this value would be the total distance here, 5x minus 3x. This is 5x minus 3x. This is equal to 3x by 2x. This is 3 by 2. So this combination is not possible. So this is eliminated. Even in these two cases, the PQ by PR is one is 3 by 8 and another is 3 by 2. So there are two values. I had to check this also, because even if it had come 3 by 8, the number of possible values would only be 1, even though there are two cases. But in this case, there are two different values, that is 3 by 8 and 3 by 2. So the number of possible values are 2, that is B. I hope this is clear. If you have any doubt, please ask. If there are no more doubts, we'll move to the next question. If you have any doubt, please ask, or else we'll go to the next question. Okay, we'll go to the next question. Take 3 minutes to solve this. Yeah, it's time. Please select options. 14 people have already selected. 71% have got option C, and 29% have got option A. Nobody has got option B or option D. So let's see how to go about this question. They are saying that an amount of money was distributed among A, B, C in the ratio PQR. Consider the following statements. A gets the maximum share if P is greater than Q plus R. C gets the minimum share if R is less than P plus Q. So they are saying that these P people, A, B, and C, have got the money, combined money in the ratio P is to Q is to R. And then they are saying A gets the maximum share. A can get the maximum share if P is greater than Q plus R. A can get the maximum share only if the P is highest. P is the highest value. That is, when compared to PQR, P is the highest value. And they are saying if P is greater than Q plus R, then it automatically means that P is greater than Q and R. And in this case, they are saying that C gets the minimum share if R is less than, because the C share is R and A share is P, because A, B, C have got it in PQR. A's ratio is P, A's amount. So C gets the minimum share if R is less than P plus Q. So what we have to do is, we have to find out, what they're saying is A will get the maximum share if P is greater than Q plus R. So using this equation, we have to see whether P is the highest. That is, P is greater than Q and P is greater than R. So if in these two cases, if P is greater than Q and P is greater than R, then P will be the highest number. So A would get the highest share. So, but we have to see whether that is correct or not. In this case, they are saying that C gets the minimum share if C is less than, R is less than P and Q. So in this, R should be the minimum out of these three. That is, R should be less than P, R should be less than Q. So whenever I solve the question, I use number lines to compare the numbers. Number line is nothing but a line with somewhere 0 is here, and then P and Q can be somewhere else. So in this case, this P, Q, R are positive numbers, so that would be greater than 0. So all the numbers P, Q, and R would be somewhere in this area, like from 0, it would be somewhere here. So what they're saying is first sentence is P is greater than Q plus R. So let's say Q is somewhere here or here. So one case would be R here, another case is Q is here, R is here. Okay. So what they're saying is P is greater than Q plus R. What is Q plus R? This is Q. So this is Q and this is R. If this is some value, let's say 5, and this value is from here, R is like 5, this is greater than 5, so this would be, let's say it as 6. And then they're saying that P is greater than this when you add the 6 plus 5. So 6 plus 5 is, so this is 5 and this is 6. So 6 plus 5 is 11. Somewhere in this number line, 11 would be here. They're saying P is greater than this value. So P is somewhere here, greater than 11. So comparing this figure, we know that P is obviously greater than Q and obviously greater than R because it is in the rightmost corner of this number line. And here, in this case, for example, if R is smaller than Q, let's say this is 3 and this is 5. And then 3 plus 5 is 8. So let this number be 8. Now they are saying P is greater than Q plus R. Q is 5, R is 3, Q plus R is 8. And P is greater than this number. So somewhere after this only P should be there. Again from this figure, P is greater than Q and also R. So P is the higher, is larger than R and Q from these two cases. So we can say since P is greater than R and greater than Q, P is the highest number, and so P is highest, and so P or A will get the maximum share, the max share. So this is correct. Then similarly, we'll see whether we can deduce the same thing, like something similar here using the number line. C gets the minimum share if R is less than P plus Q. So the number line is here. We have 0. We have P plus P and Q. Let's P be here and Q be here. And then one more scenario is Q is here and P is here. And they are saying R is less than P plus Q. P plus Q. For example, let's take P as 4. This is 5. P plus Q is 9. This is 9th mile. So R should be less than this number 9. R is somewhere between this number, but it is less than 9. So this area, just mark it in red. So this area from 0 to 9, R can be anywhere. And in this case, Q plus R, let's take it as 3 and this is as 4. Q plus P is 7. So R should be less than 7. So R is somewhere in between these numbers. So clearly we cannot say which is the smallest number. The smallest number should be, if R is the smallest number, R has to be left of P. In this case, R should be here or R should be here, somewhere in this area. Somewhere in this area. But we only know that R is less than 9, or that is in this area, this huge area, but we don't know exactly whether it is in this area or not. So clearly we cannot say that this is correct. So this is wrong. So the only statement that is correct is option A. So if you have any doubt, please ask. Has everyone understood this? Yeah, Please ask. LKR ಕೇಳಿ ನಿಮ್ಮ ಕ್ವಶನ್ ಕೇಳಿ.
ಮೊದಲನೇ ಕೇಸಲ್ಲಿ ಕ್ಯೂ ಆರ್ ಅನ್ನ ತೆಗೆದುಕೊಂಡಿದ್ದೀವಿ ಸರ್ ಫಸ್ಟ್ ಕೇಸಲ್ಲಿ. ಸೆಕೆಂಡ್ ಕೇಸಲ್ಲಿ ಕ್ಯೂ ಪಿ ಅಂತ ತೆಗೆದುಕೊಂಡಿದ್ದೀವಿ. ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಪಿ ಪ್ಲಸ್ ಕ್ಯೂ ಅಂತ ಇದೆಯಲ್ಲ ಸರ್, ಅದು ಮಿನಿಮಮ್ ಇರೋದಕ್ಕೆ ಆ ತರ ತಗೊಂಡಿದ್ದೀವಿ ಸರ್.
ಅಲ್ಲ ಅವ್ರು ಕೇಳ್ತಿರೋದು ಅಲ್ಲ, ಅವ್ರ ಕಂಡೀಷನ್ ಕೊಟ್ಟಿರೋದು ಆರ್ ವುಡ್ ಬಿ ಸಿ ವುಡ್ ಗೆಟ್ ದ ಮಿನಿಮಮ್. ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಅವ್ರೇನ್ ಹೇಳ್ತಿದ್ದಾರೆ, ಇಫ್ ಆರ್ ಇಸ್ ಲೆಸ್ ದನ್ ಪಿ ಪ್ಲಸ್ ಕ್ಯೂ ಈಸ್ ಆರ್ ದ ಮಿನಿಮಮ್, ದ ಸ್ಮಾಲೆಸ್ಟ್ ಐಟಮ್ ಬಿಟ್ವೀನ್ ಅಮಾಂಗ್ ಆರ್ ಅಂಡ್ ಪಿ ಅಂಡ್ ಕ್ಯೂ. ಆರ್ ಪಿ ಕ್ಯೂ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಆರ್ ಎ ಸ್ಮಾಲೆಸ್ಟ್ ಅಂತ ಕೇಳ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದಾರೆ. ಇಫ್ ಆರ್ ಇಸ್ ಲೆಸ್ ದನ್ ಪಿ ಪ್ಲಸ್ ಕ್ಯೂ ಅದನ್ನ ನಾವು ಹೇಳಕ್ ಆಗೋದಿಲ್ಲ. ಯಾಕೆಂದ್ರೆ ವಿ ಕ್ಯಾನಾಟ್ ಸೇ ದಟ್ ಬಿಕಾಸ್ if R is less than P plus Q, for example, in this case, P plus Q is 9. I have taken just an example here, 4, 5. P plus Q, P is 4, Q is 5, P plus Q is 9. So if R is less than 9, I cannot say R is the least number among 4, 5 and R. I cannot say R is less than 4. I can only say R is less than 9. Even if for example, Q and P is like, P is higher than Q, and if I give it as 3, 4 and 7, 3 plus 4 is 7. And if this is R is less than 7, I cannot say that R is less than 3 if R is less than 7. So I cannot say R is the least number among P, Q and R. So that's why this thing is wrong. I hope you understood this. There's one more question. Yeah.
Sir, in question, in option, sir, or an option ಕೊಟ್ಟಿದ್ದಾರೆ ಅದರಲ್ಲಿ C gets the minimum share if R is less than P plus Q ಅಂತ ಕೊಟ್ಟಿದ್ದಾರೆ. ಇಲ್ಲಿ ನಮ್ಗೆ ಆಲ್ರೆಡಿ ಇದು ಆಪ್ಷನ್ ಅಲ್ಲೇ ತೋರಿಸ್ತಾ ಇದೆಯಲ್ಲ ಸರ್, ಮಿನಿಮಮ್ ಶೇರ್ ತಗೊಂಡಿದೆ ಸಿ.
ಇಲ್ಲ, ಅವ್ರು ಕೇಳ್ತಿರೋದು ಯಾವ್ದು ಕರೆಕ್ಟ್ ಅಂತ ಅವ್ರು ಕೊಟ್ಟಿದ್ದಾರೆ ಸ್ಟೇಟ್ಮೆಂಟ್. ದೇ ಹ್ಯಾವ್ ಗಿವನ್ ದಟ್ ಸ್ಟೇಟ್ಮೆಂಟ್. ಯು ಹ್ಯಾವ್ ಟು ಫೈಂಡ್ ಔಟ್ ವೆದರ್ ದಟ್ ಇಸ್ ಕರೆಕ್ಟ್ ಆರ್ ನಾಟ್.
ಓಕೆ ಸರ್, ಓಕೆ.
This is just a statement. This is not true. They are asking if R is less than P plus Q, is R the least number? Is R the smallest number?
Okay.
Even let's say R is less than P plus Q. P plus Q, for example, let P be 5, let Q be 6. P plus Q is 11. Now they are saying if R is less than 7, is R less than 5 also? That you cannot say. You just know that R is less than 11. But you cannot say R is less than 5 or 6 or anything. Yellow 0 in the 11 ಒಳಗಡೆ yellow one number. Any number can be R. But you cannot say that R is the smallest number among 5, 6 and R. That's what they're saying. I mean, that's why this statement is wrong. But in the first statement, if you say that Q and R, let's say Q is 5 and R is 7, then Q plus R is 12. So now what they're saying is, if P is greater than 12, P is greater than Q plus R. So obviously now P is greater than 12, that means P has to be greater than 5 and P has to be greater than 7. So P is the highest number among these three numbers. So that's why this is correct. I hope it is clear.
Yes, sir.
If there are any more doubts, please ask. I'll be happy to clear your doubts. If there are no more doubts, we'll end the session today here. We'll